Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and another advanced battle replay for you. Before we get started, just want to shout out Lenticular, former class 5 member, Handyman, and Bendo on the enemy team, both former class players. So here we have a standard strategy on mines. We've got a bunch of heavies to go straight up the middle on the 5 line, and the CSs to attempt to take that middle. Now there's a couple of areas where I'm going to pause this replay to discuss certain things because this replay is incredibly fast-paced. So as we're about to go up, I will pause it and I'll kind of explain my caller's mentality as well as some of the input from other players that I remember during this battle. So right off the bat, as I pause here, you can see the CSs, it's vital. You can see them starting to form a single line. And if we keep going, you'll see there we go. So they are 3 across, a little bit wider. Normally it's 2 to 1, and what this allows is that we know those CSs are coming up here. Just follow the middle of my screen. And that allows the chieftains to get shots. If all these CSs were, 4 or 5 across, the chieftains would not have any shot without risking shooting our own CSs in the back of the head. So that's key number 1. You can see here, AC did swing a little wide. I think mainly he was trying not to crash or to slam into the back of his own player who maybe got tracked. And now the main focus here is for the chieftains to get up. Now, you can see right here how we've deployed. We've still got our heavies coming up the middle, but look at how our CSs and how the enemy CSs have deployed. This is kind of a almost, checkered pattern. The way they've set up and we've set up is identical. What they're doing is that they're setting up so that they can cover their CSs. They've got a good crossfire, and we've done exactly the same. Now, if our CSs had gone over here, our chieftains would not have been able to support it, right? Because this whole rock mass is in the way. However, their chieftains would have been able to shoot ours directly in the back, and that would have just been an absolute disaster. And vice versa. If their CSs tried to cross over to finish ours off, without going around the back of the hill, we would easily be able to finish those CSs off. Let's keep it going. So now, an enemy Nano 7 hit. That's a pretty poor decision. He should not have tried to go up there. You can see me auto-aiming. I often auto-aim a lot in advances while I'm calling. And now we have a decision to make. If you just take a look here. Because our CSs, we are down to 4 CSs, one of whom is a one-shot. LT's on a one-shot. AC and Dominator cannot take that many hits. They have meanwhile got 1 full health. They've got a whole bunch who can take several hits. And a one-shot. So that's 4 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 2 to 3 or 3 to 2 advantage. And now LT is really down to a 1 hit. Dominator's taking even more. And now there's a decision. So at this point, somebody calls out, push the chieftains. Or should we push the chieftains? I don't remember. It was phrased as a suggestion, which is crucial when you're throwing something into the pot. Because if you phrase it as a command, people might follow it. So here's my personal thought process at this point. One, there's several facts here. One is that we are going to lose the hill. There is no question about that. They're 4 good players up there. However, it's just not feasible with the amount of firepower they have up there versus our ability to cover. Those CSs are working around the backside of the hill. We cannot help our CSs. If our CSs back up too much, they're going to start getting shot by this VZ and some of these chieftains. The second fact is that we have support from the back in that Badger. So if we do try and push over or push up the hill or whatever we do, we lose the support of that Badger. So we could push up the hill. However, that's to try and save the chieftains. However, that's pretty much ruled out, given that they have all these tanks over here. We'd probably get a few up there, but not. We would lose the whole game. We could fall back, let our CSs die, and try and get the Badger into the game. Or we could push the chieftains. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, arguably 7 vehicles against their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because some of our chieftains have taken some hits. So it's fairly even in terms of hit points. We're a little bit up on firepower. So what's going to influence my decision here is the fact is if we fall back, we're going to lose map position, and we can't afford to do that. Right now, we've tied down a bunch of their mediums, and I'm confident that we can easily wipe out this VZ, giving us a 2-tank advantage. Let me just go back in here so that we're on the fixed camera. And also, all of those tanks over here, if we just pause one more time, are all grouped up. which means they're not going to have, if you looked at one of my Collar Concepts videos, which talks about angles of fire, you can know they're in a pretty bad position here. You want to be spread out. If they want a chieftain here, two on the corner, enough so that they can all cover each other. Right now, they really can't. Let's go back to that fixed position. The CSs, we just lost another CS, and here we go. So right now, the call is immediately take out that BC. Boom, look, one tank done. Now we're going to focus. I'm calling out the lowest health tank, and you're going to see me teeing up a lot here. Now, I do auto-aim. This allows me, because I know it's the side of a chieftain, I have 8 PCR, I'll be fine. I don't recommend it, but it's kind of necessary for me when I'm calling so I can identify the next tank. You can see me teeing that tank up there. Nice job. And now we've got Darth Hitter, or Flowtech, who overextended a little bit. Now we've got a lot of cover here. You can see that 907 rushing along the edge. I'm just trying to hit these low health tanks. Whatever I can. Darth Hater is down on the low side. Now I'm going to use this chieftain as cover. Fortunately, this gun barrel is going to get in the way. And that's going to cost me that shot. Fast hat trick is heavily engaged against this chieftain. Unfortunately, I'm focusing on the low health. You always have to focus on the low health tanks. Especially the CSs, which have great DPM and speed. We are also down one tank. And note, at this point, where we stand right now, we are actually down vehicles. Look at where our Badger is. He cannot support anything. The last shot he got was against the tank swinging around this way, I believe. Maybe he was the one who killed that CS. So, here's our current situation. They have got one CS unlit, who's still on the hill. We can see we just killed that one, but if you look in the upper right-hand corner, Cannon Master was last spotted on the hill, and he is unspotted currently. We've got Darth Hater down there, who's battling two chieftains, one of which is against a very good player there. And then we've got a low health IS-7, myself who's on decent health, and Hat-Trick who is trying to finish this chieftain off. So, we got a 2v1. We're going to lose that. If we look at it from right now, we're going to lose this low side because we can't support that. We've got our own problems to deal with. We're going to get crossfired from the top, and we've got a chieftain who's on decent health over here who may or may not finish off Hat-Trick. So let's keep the battle rolling. So right now, you can see I need to finish this CS off. One shot. I could sit here and try and help Hat-Trick, but we cannot let that CS get down there and get a 3v1 on Darth. So, problem one solved. Fortunately, the CS on the hill is now going to finish off Darth. Darth finishes off Larson, and now I am going to focus on trying to keep Darth alive. However, before I do that, again, I'm going to take my eyes off the current situation, and I'm going to finish that one shot off. We can't have him trying to deal with Hat-Trick. Now I'm going to do everything I can to get in this chieftain's way. I do not want to give him a shot at Darth. I'm going to track him there, and then I'm going to try and get in front of his vehicle this way, because I can take a hit. And right into the side, that's going to keep Darth alive. Again, keeping your teammates alive is always important. Darth is going to turn around, save me from being shot in the back, and he's going to finish off that other vehicle. So let's recap quickly, because this was a super fast game. Unfortunately, we had a Badger covering over the top. We pushed tanks in the middle. CSs went across. The CSs were unable to win the hill. They were outnumbered. They also took a lot more damage than we did coming up the hill. So, on a player suggestion, I believe it was Munoz, so I'll give him credit there, suggested pushing over the middle. And that had occurred to me, but not at the time when he said it. So we pushed over, we cleared out all the heavies here. I helped Darth on the low side finish that low V1. We focused out those low health tanks, and we were ultimately able to overcome a tank and hit point deficit. Now you have to remember, even though it says 15 to 12, it was really only 14 to 12, or 15 to 13, because our Badger, not that it was his own fault, you can see him coming up to the mid towards the end, he was not able to come into play. They did not push over on us, and therefore the Badger was not usable. So let's hop to the postgame. So right here, we can see that, obviously, a victory. I picked up about 5,000 damage, a great spread all across the board. Fortunately, the Badger only got 2 shots in. So we did finish off that CS, I believe. Other than that, I did manage to get 4 kills. Mainly that's from focusing off those low health vehicles. I made 122,000 credits, despite firing nothing but gold that whole game, and premium consumables. So again, you can make money. Look at the battle payments payout there. 145,000. Finished off with 44, almost 4,500 XP. So I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe you can learn something from it as to how I think is a caller, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.